Some mistakes are unavoidable. For others, there are easy fixes. Tonight on the 504 Solutions to some of your common faux pas. Research shows that nearly 20% of people reach retirement age and don't have enough money. We'll have some tips for saving the right way for retirement. Plus, are your snacking habits messing up your diet? We've got some easy, healthy options. And a solution to fix even the worst eyebrow issues. The 504 starts right now. Well, many people are good at planning out 3 balanced meals for the day, but then they mess up their healthy diet when it's time for a snack. That doesn't have to be the case. Julie Fortenberry is a nutritionist at Touro, and she's here to improve our snacking. Thanks for being back.
Glad to be here.
We know you had that little baby. We missed you dearly.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And how's she doing?
She's awesome.
All right, good stuff. Okay, so this is common. Everybody snacks throughout the day. They'll have a perfectly planned diet out, and then it's time for a snack, and you end up eating a humongous bagel.
Way too much.
Yeah.
And as you can see, portions have changed over the years, which is definitely increasing our waistline as Americans. We start off with smaller portions. You can see how the Coke was originally 7 ounces and now it's closer to 24.
That's unbelievable when you put all this stuff next to each other.
Yes. The bagel is meant to be 3 ounces, and you can see how large the bagels are.
Right.
Same thing with juice, meant to be a half a cup, and it is closer to 2 cups sometimes in a single serving. So those calories add up quickly. When we're looking to improve our healthy lifestyles, we end up consuming too many calories because our portions are too large. We gain weight.
Definitely. So would you say the key to good snacking is portion control?
Absolutely. I've seen great results with clients who just change their portion size. They don't necessarily decrease food or eliminate certain foods. We just notice that they decrease the amount of foods they're actually eating, and they get great results. So I think there's definitely some benefit in controlling your portions if you choose to go that route.
All right, well, let's zoom in more on some of the stuff you bought, because this is stuff we all eat. And you say we're eating too much of.
We end up adding too many calories to our plate.
Okay.
An example would be butter should look like a stamp. Your serving of chicken or meat or fish, whatever you're doing, could be about the size of an iPhone. That would be about 4 ounces. That's pretty typical for a female.
Okay.
This is a shocker.
I was going to say, this is a sin and a shame, because I eat so much more rice than this golf ball.
Yes, this rice is a 1/3 cup, and that should look like a golf ball.
This is for a grown adult?
This is what a serving size is supposed to look like. Correct.
Okay.
So when you think about going out to dinner and eating at restaurants, and you think of your jambalaya plate, that's a lot of golf balls.
Yes, a lot of golf balls.
And so you can see how quickly we gain weight, because when we eat out, we see large portions, which means we're used to seeing those portions, and we eat those portions at home as well. Because if not, we're disappointed. We feel like we've skimped and not had enough food.
We do.
Yes.
So what do you say, though? Because a lot of people are looking at this going, I will be starving after I eat this.
Right. And so what I like to tell people is balance out your portions with the right calories. So carbs usually are not as friendly to people when they eat too many.
Okay.
So add the protein to the plate, add some vegetables to the plate, and that way you're getting more of a balance of the freer foods and not so much the higher calorie offenders.
Okay. And if you have been eating these restaurant-sized portions, how long is it going to take your body to adjust and stop feeling so hungry when you just eat a golf ball size of rice?
Well, again, if you look at this plate here, I have put the same size of rice, the 1/3 cup of rice. I put the 4 ounces of chicken, and I filled the rest of the plate up with vegetables. Now, these vegetables are not going to cause people necessarily to gain weight, but they will feel full from it. So we've controlled our portions. We've eaten foods that'll make you feel satisfied longer, but you're still getting a lot of food. So you feel like you've eaten as much as you normally would have.
All right, we can't skip the alcohol, because a lot of people are drinking too much of that.
Is this surprising?
Yeah, a little bit.
A serving of wine is supposed to be about 4 ounces.
That looks like near the end of the party cup.
You're exactly right.
You're saying that's the beginning of the party.
This is a serving of wine, correct. And so what we're used to seeing is a higher, double that portion. And again, at a restaurant, if they were to pour 4 ounces, you'd be a little bit disappointed. So you're used to seeing larger glasses, and this is out. So if you are at home and you have the big goblets that New Orleans people love to have, you're definitely consuming larger portions.
All right.
And the same with dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is really good for you, that high percent, but you still see the serving is only a Matchbox or a dental floss size. So even though it's good for you and has some heart benefits, it's not good for your waistline if you overdo your portions.
All right, so that's pretty good if you want even a whole meal. And then for bread, how do you kind of go along with that? Because you bought a bagel. A lot of people are eating toast and French bread and that kind of stuff. What's
so
your
a
diet
serving
there?
of bread is a slice of bread, and that's the normal serving. Now they have the thinner sliced breads, which are technically 2 for 1. So you can have 2 thinner sliced breads for 1 serving. But the thicker they get and the denser they get, that may cut into a half a piece of bread as 1 serving. So you have to be cautious, and you have to read the labels.
All right, so if this is what we're eating for meals, let's talk about snacks. What are some good snacks that you can eat in small sizes and still feel full?
I think the key for snacks is definitely including protein and fat, because that gives you the fullness factor. So nuts would be great, but nuts are common that people overeat because they're so good and they're tempting. So I would recommend just putting them in the cusp of your hand, almonds or walnuts or pecans, whatever you choose, and just having a little snack, that or with a piece of fruit.
So maybe you should go to a nutritionist and kind of start from scratch.
That's a great idea.
Julie, you do that. And kind of what do you do if someone comes to you now and says, look, I watch this and I eat all of the bigger versions. Well, how do you make them stop? I know it can't be cold turkey.
No, and that's the benefit of seeing a dietitian, is letting them map out something specifically for you that's portion controlled, that's what you individually need as far as calories go and different nutrients. And no, there is no cold turkey. It is certainly trying to balance out the way you're eating with your habits and your goals.
All right, so you won't starve us, Julie?
Absolutely not.
All right.
If you're starving, you're not doing it right.
Well, you were too nice for that. All right, well, thank you so much for being here. Great advice. For more healthy eating tips, you can visit Touro.com.